Okay, good morning. Back with Ebony again. You'll have to excuse me this morning, as Twyford Horsemanship Centre has befallen a terrible curse that is running out of coffee. So I have not had coffee yet today. So if I babble incoherently at any point, that's why. I know normally I babble incoherently, but today coffee is the reason, unlike the normal reason that will not be mentioned. Anyway, moving on swiftly. Me and Ebs have already done a bit of walking around today, so we're not going to spend too long on it. For anyone who hasn't watched these videos, I tend to spend a long time walking about with her, just letting her stretch, getting her to feel out the place a bit. She's been stabled overnight, so it's kind of more important than if she'd been turned out. You'll notice if there's, I can't remember which video it is, where she's been out and come in and I've ridden her, I'd spend a lot less time on this. Might be more noticeable with Pudding, because we've been kind of working on this this warm-up being more consistent, because she got quite defensive on the ground about things. And so I wanted to try and create a routine that is really consistent for her, so she anticipates it. We don't want our horses to assume anything, but equally she's the type that likes to know what's happening. And so if we can keep it consistent, she's going to be happier. It's not a magic overnight fix either. And, when she is sold and goes to another yard, she may take a few days to settle in and get used to her new routine. She's not the kind of horse that you have to maintain routine constantly, but when she doesn't know her routine, she becomes defensive, and that's what we want to try and avoid. We want to try and have her in a nice place for this. Yeah, that walk's looking nice. Yeah, grumpy cow, I know. Not my favourite of your trots, I have to admit. So, at this point, the goal isn't for her to trot perfectly, and that's quite important. The warm-up is meant to be exactly that, and she can have poor form, and she can, no different than if I'm warming up at the gym. I don't just jump in at full pace. Right, I'll take a few minutes if I'm stiff, and I'm almost always stiff. If you haven't seen me get out of my car when I drive to a lesson, I'm stiff as anything. Curse of being a horse trainer and mucking out loads of stables, I suppose, but the same thing with her on a much smaller scale. We don't want her to be stiff when we ride. We don't want her to. We want her nice and loose so she can stretch properly. So we start with her just move until you've moved a bit, right? The goal isn't to. There we go. The goal isn't to trot her until she's exhausted. But you heard that little sigh she did there, the sort of sound we got from her. That's what we're looking for. It's just a loosening of the muscles, a relaxing of the body, and she doesn't have to like it. That's something I think gets a little bit misconstrued with the natural horsemanship work. Is we talk about games and we talk about making it fun, and there is definitely a lot that you can do like that. For me, this warm-up doesn't need to be fun. It's a job. It's just trot some circles. I don't really care how you do it. Just do the trotting circles till you soften a little, and then we'll move on. This is already looking much better. Good thoughts. And you notice, there you go, clever girly. Yeah. You'll notice before I went straight to tapping her when she didn't yield fast enough, and this time I didn't. It's because she really was trying to get the right answer, but she was thinking I wanted a backup, right? But she wasn't attempting to avoid the issue, right? Was the way we were just going? I think it was, and I wanted to change direction with that. I wanted to end up going the other way, but I thought I started with the right, because the right's... Did I start this way? Oh God. No, this is how we... Okay. I like to do that exercise, the falling leaf, or whatever name you want to give it, with her in particular, because she tends to be quite pushy through the shoulder, and all that exercise does is take control of the shoulder really well. But I like how she did it, where she sort of slowed down and took better steps rather than just throwing herself from one side to the other. You can make it about speed. You can totally do that. I tend to find if you do that too much, your horse gets to where it just throws itself over there, and you don't have much control over how fast it is. I'd rather she stop, step, step, step correctly. It's like learning the steps of dance. You don't start trying to do them quickly. Again, it's all about right time, I suppose. There we go. Let's see that canter now, Missy. That girly. That was a much nicer upward than you've been doing. I like how you're holding yourself more up as well. You know, we've not been expecting this of you so much, have we? Let's see if you can get past this edge without breaking gate, and then I'll let you have a break. How about that? Cross-firing, I don't really care. She's going to break again, I know, but wait till she actually does break, rather than it's her job to keep going, not my job to keep nagging her. Can you make it past that point? Good girl. Nice. Nice, we'll go for the walk. Well done. You're so cute. Stop it. That's just mean. Isn't it? Pulling the cute face on me. It was mean. You knew I had another exercise in mind. You go canter this rein. And then we're going to get on and ride, okay? And today we really want to see that jump. That's really the goal. As I know you've got a nice jump. And I want to work on it a little bit. Oh dear, with the grumpy ears. There's a bit of a balance with this. It's if I circle her too much, that attitude's just going to get worse, where she considers me to be nagging her to keep going constantly. If I don't do it enough, then it won't be a routine that she's predicting. You see, at the moment it's really nice. Although her expression's not fantastic yet, she's going out and just immediately assuming that she has to do these laps, and there's no she's just like, yeah, I have to do it, get it done, and then I'll be done. If you can make it past C, sweetheart, you're done. Oh, so close. Like one whole lap without me having to nag you. Can we do that? Remind you for cross-firing. Good. And we'll go for a little walk. Not a trot, just a little walk. Yeah, good girl. That was really nice, big girl. That's pretty much, I don't know, 7 out of 10 warm-up, where we've been getting 5 or 6s. Okay. 7 or 8 out of 10. The only real thing there was your expression. About the only thing I didn't like. That was really good, wasn't it? It's sort of the power of doing something more consistently. So she came out just expecting to do that much. And I can really gradually increase that amount of work. Obviously 1 lap of canter is not very much for lunging, but it's 1 lap of canter without correction. That's what I'm looking for. If you've ever done the Pirelli program, it would be the circling game that they teach. Getting a horse to maintain gait as their responsibility, not yours, to keep nagging them. And she's never really been taught that. Or she has, but it's not been done consistently every day for weeks on end. It's been sort of taught, and then like next session, let's get on, and the focus is always on jumping, where what I'm hoping to do with her is create something a little more rounded, hopefully. Okay. Although, to be fair, if her groundwork, if she wasn't being grumpy on the ground, I wouldn't be working on this. So it is in part, or well, a large part to do with the fact that she's gotten defensive on the ground, being led and around her stable, that is encouraging me to spend more time working on these ground skills. It's much easier to build respect on the ground in here than it is around the stable block. There's too many distractions and too many other things going on around the stable block. You kind of want to establish your rules in here and then just expect your horse to follow them around the yard. No, don't destroy my drink bottle. Being destructive. I know it's supposed to be curious, but I think destructive. Calm down, camera. We're right here. It's okay. I might give you a sweetie. Come away from the camera a minute. You're spazzing him out. I know why I assume my camera's a boy. I suppose most cars are women and most computer tech are boys. Maybe. Not sponsored by Huel, but hey Huel, if you want to sponsor me. Just saying. I drink a lot of your drink. Okay. What do you think? Good to know. Nothing. What I really like already that she's done today is going into that canter. She really got that she had to canter upright to make the circle, which before she was sort of flinging herself around the circle at a fast canter. It was all speedy. And what I like is, this arena's not really big enough for her to do her big long canter. Well, I say that, she can totally do it. But it's just not. It's far more appropriate for her to do it round the outside edge to extend her canter. Doing a big extended canter on a small circle, it's just not easy, is it? You need to collect to do that, to lift up. And she did that. We've been talking about it ridden. I've not really told her to do it on the ground, it's just been ridden. I've said, lift in the canter, and she sort of took that and applied it to the circles, which is just great. I love that. I love it, and you'll see it a few times where your horse does something that you taught them, but without you being involved. I had one where I watched Puff and all the young horses, and Puff's the old one. So they're all having a runabout game. It was a few years back now, and Puff did this perfect stop, pivot, yield to get in front of everyone in like one sharp turn that nobody else could pull because they're all going too fast. But he knew exactly how to balance himself, pivot on the one leg. I was like, I taught you that. Maybe not at that speed, but I definitely taught you that one. It's always cool when you get that. Okay. Well, you may have noticed I've got the jump out today. I'm going to jump today no matter what, really, as it's been on my list for days. And every session I've been like, oh, I'm a bit late today, and got lots of other things happening today. I don't know if I've got time. Well, today, Ebony, we've got time regardless. It just has to happen. Should have happened like 5 rides ago. See what you're thinking about jumps. What I imagine is going to happen, we're going to do a trot in, canter out. But what I think is going to probably end up happening is I'm going to want to do the opposite, because I think she's rushing through jumps a little bit, based on her groundwork jump that we did a few days back. But we'll start with a trot in, canter out. This is I know she's done them before, and it's just good. Don't eat the camera, crazy man. Well, you've not made it easy for me to get on, have you? You've not made it easy. Look how far that is. I've got to jump that gap. Yeah, and I've only got 2 legs. I've got 4 legs like you. I'm not amazing. I'm just a human. Basically rubbish. Alrighty, let's do it, big man. We always go up that way, so let's go this way first. Go this way first today. Do that instead. Just check, because last time I did this, my talkie box is not working. Okay, it should all still be working. I got on and realised, if you weren't watching the last few, I got on riding and my little box to turn on and talk to you guys was off, so that was no good. So the first half of the thing had no talking in it, which is great. I'm really liking this walk. A nice walk, I believe. You've always had a good long walk though, ground covering. Alrighty. Well, let's see how you feel today. Nice. Done. Like that already. A little bit distracted, that's okay. That's okay. A little bit distracted. I doubt I'm going to be the most amazing rider today. Might as well take what we're getting and use it, eh? Might as well. There, girlie. Good. Yeah. Very nice. Ooh, that backup's still a bit touch and go, isn't it? Step and step, step and step, step and step. Give a walk off. Good girl. It takes a horse a while often to feel that little shift in your hips that says you're going to take a step back. Yeah, I'm really starting to like this walk hips. It's feeling really good. What's nice is she's letting me correct her head. There we go. Without much stress today. I'm not feeling a lot of negative vibes about that whole request to lift her head and slow her feet. To shorten up. Good girl. A little bit longer. I know. Okay. Like I said, I think it takes her a few days to really get her head around what you're after. Oh, scared the crap out of her. Okie dokes. We are only doing the walk, so not too worried. Left stirrup feels a little off, sweetheart. Saddle off to one side, maybe a little. I don't think it's horrendous. I'm not a massive fan of these stirrups, they're not bad. It's the trouble, I think the more you ride, the more picky you get about stuff. As you get to know what you really, really like. Let's see that trot. That girlie, that was a nice transition. Nicer than you've been doing anyway. Why are we throwing our head up there? You don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. There you go. Not that low either, just somewhere in the middle of those two. About there. Yeah, that's a good spot. That's a nice spot. If we could just get a little... There we go. That's what we're after. Yeah. A bit of everything, eh? That girlie. I'm starting to want to have slightly more grippy reins, as these are sliding through my fingers a bit too much now. Where's my stop? Oof. No, you were miles off. So you were. Oh. He's a good big girlie though, eh? Well, I have a little bit of a rule. Don't give the good kid more homework. So, I know, I kind of messed you up a little bit there, sorry. So we won't spend too much longer, because she just feels absolutely lovely today. I don't know if that's coming across in the videos. She just feels really willing and just like she's saying yes to everything. which is just really nice, if I'm honest. So we'll let's have a little canter. That's plenty of trot, I think. Oof. Where is our canter, big girl? There it is. Wrong lead. That's okay, we can fix that, can't we? We can fix our leads, can't we? Okay, watch my leg on that fence. Wow, that feels good. And how it looks. It feels different. It feels very different. Feels more willing. Yeah, not the jumper, good girl. I wasn't ready for that. You did good. You did good thinking the jump. You did really good thinking the jump. You know where my brain's at. I just wasn't focused on it. It's my fault. I'm not good at changing like that on the fly. There you go, well done. So now we're going to work on the same things we did on the other rein at trot. Flexion. And then extension a little bit. Don't drop that shoulder. Watch that shoulder, big girl. Oh, you're ready for that canter. I know you are. Ooh, my legs are flopping about today. Sorry, I'm trying. It's been a long old week. Good girly. And then extend. And extend. Yeah, good. Good girl. Don't drop. Nosedive is not acceptable. Nosedive is not acceptable. The good extension is nice. Good girl. Yeah, that's what we like to hear. I might look back at the video and go, huh, you spend the same amount of time trotting as you normally do, but I just feel like I'm going through everything and just going, yeah, that feels good. Yep, that feels nice. Yeah, that feels good. Oh, that feels nice. Like, yeah, I don't feel any issues really. This feels really, really nice. Oh God, and then she loses her legs. And we'll do the walking exercises. A little bit. I know, you've done super well. You're not done though. I hope you know that. We'll move into some of the walking exercises now. I like that the vertical's starting to come in the walk. I don't specifically ask for the vertical flexion, or I don't mean to. On a snaffle bit, the only way to really ask for the lateral flexion is a vertical flexion is to stop the forward movement. So you block that forward movement in order to get her to bring her nose in. And I don't want to do that, particularly with her as she's lost the trust going forward. That's good. But what you find is, normally, 9 times out of 10, that the relaxation of the neck creates vertical flexion if the horse has got the right head carriage for its movement and they're comfortable and relaxed. They'll tend to just sit on the bit and go into vertical flexion without you ever pulling directly back onto the lower jaw. It doesn't always happen, and you do sometimes, like I do with pudding, and now I'm starting to do more vertical flexion corrections. So essentially half halts or something of the like. Go forward, go forward, go forward, go forward, don't get stuck. I know. understandable that you get stuck sometimes. It is. There we go. You can have a loose head for a little bit, hey? Oh, so there is a duck in this. I kept hearing splashing in the water. There's a duck going down our stream. There's a stream right here, if you don't know our yard very well. There's two ducks. Daffy and Donald over here. Let's work out the luba. So, I may be quoting wrong, so I'm sorry, Tick, if I quote you wrong here. But one of the things Tick said that I really like, was really stuck in my head, is when you're jumping, you should be able to stop after a jump within 6 strides in a show jumping arena, so in here, and within 10 strides out cross country. Obviously cross country are going a lot more forward. So when I jump and I say she doesn't stop properly afterwards, we're going to trotting canter out. As soon as we've landed 1 stride, I'm going to start asking for a stop. And what I'm looking for is for her to stop within 6 strides. Now bear in mind, when we cantered the other day, and we were stopping between A and B, that was pretty close to 6 strides. So even without the stress of a jump, we weren't getting that stop good enough. And to me, without a jump, you should be able to stop within 4 or 3 strides. That should be pretty quick from you saying, let's stop, to stop, right? And, you know, a trot step or 2 is, at her level, certainly isn't an issue. But when I say stop, it needs to be like, it's not a quarter horse. I'm never going to have her stop like quarter horse style. It's too abrasive. Nothing against Western training, it's important for their discipline. But for horses like Ebony, that type of strain on the joints just isn't good. They're not built for it. And you can do the odd one, like I do them with Puff, and I do the odd one with Puff. But honestly, yeah, no, he's built more like a quarter horse than she is. So I would never expect her to stop on a dime like a quarter horse can. It's not to say she can't. And honestly, on the ground, I might have her do it. I kind of do with those pivot turns. That's what that is. That's quarter horse training. But I've lost my brain. That's without my weight on her back stressing her leg joints more. They're just not built to bend that way, in the same way that a quarter horse is not meant to jump the fences that this horse can potentially jump, right? That doesn't mean you shouldn't jump your quarter horse, it just means that you shouldn't jump your quarter horse as high or as much as you would this one. So don't misunderstand me when I say these things. I'm very, very rarely am I directly saying that I disagree with any one technique or tool. It's very rare that you'll have me go, oh, that thing, draw reins are completely bad. There is a place and a time for draw reins. You know? People love to do it about shoes as well, that's another one. Shoes are terrible, and there's a place and a time. You can do more barefoot than you think. Oh no, everyone's going out. It's turn out time, big man. Oh no. Where are all your friends going? Oh dear. Yeah, you know where my head's at, don't you? Alrighty. Should we see that canter? On this way? I didn't even ask for it yet with my body. I just said the word. Come on then, let's see it. Watch my leg on that fence. You're always that fence, eh? Always with that fence. Okay. Well done, let it go. Liking this a lot already. Good, come up a little. Good girl, yeah. Hold it up, hold it up, hold it up, hold it up. Hold it up, hold it up. Up. Good girl. Yeah, I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Now you can stretch. That's it. That's it, big girl. There you go. Well done. She's like, I know. I did it. I did good. I know. Right, now you ready? Are you ready? Interesting. Interesting. No, she did that really nicely. Well then, well done. Did that really nicely, big girl. Interesting though, very interesting. I knew, before we even took off, I knew we were going to land on the wrong lead. There wasn't really anything I could do about it. She twisted in such a way that she was avoiding that lead. So that's interesting. But what I like is that she took it so nicely. I think just the setup of lifting her and all that type of stuff has really got her in the right coming back frame of mind, where she's not, because last time she flew into it, and I was sort of prepared for her to fly into it like she did on the ground that first time. But I feel like we've done the right level of working the setup to mean that she's not feeling the need to fly through those anymore, which is really good. I felt like I could have stopped her straight away after that, and I didn't really even ask for the canter out. She just sort of half gave it. But it was interesting how she twisted over the jump. So there's more to be done there, for sure. She was very much thinking of landing on the left lead, not the right lead. The wrong lead, not the right lead. What's the wrong lead? Just the lead you didn't want. Right, the wrong lead. Full of terrible jokes. I'm sorry. I am a father. It's my job to have dad jokes. I'm sorry. You know, unsubscribe if you need to. Actually, please don't. Please subscribe and ring the notification bell. All that good stuff that I'm supposed to tell you every time. No, that was really good. I really like that. Really pleased with that. So, although I was planning to go for at least another 10 minutes, we'll end there, I think, because don't give the good kid more homework. She just felt really willing on everything today. I know, technically speaking, a lot of what I asked her to do, like, it could have been better. She could have done it better. What was nice was I just didn't feel like I was getting much no, and she was really willing to lift, where she's been quite hesitant to lift up for me in the past. The vertical flexion needs to improve, the relaxation in the neck needs to improve. And just the expression, like she obviously still has like a I don't like it, it's too hard in her mind. But I feel like, you know, doing this where we've got to a point where we can do everything in the session and we can end with her feeling like, oh, I thought we were going to do more than that, is what we want to see, to sort of start to lose that expression. Oh, well done, big girlie. I'll have to watch the video back to see whether or not I was the cause of that left lead issue, as in, was it my body? I feel like whenever you're having lead problems, it's always chicken or the egg, you know. Was Ebony twisting which put my body out of swing, or was it me being off balance to one side that led her to not want to pick up the right lead? Either is totally possible. I am not nearly as riding fit as I was come June. And, you know, riding fit is a very specific type of fitness, and you can train for it, and I do train for it when I get into the gym, but I've kind of failed over the winter months to be getting into the gym each day. So I need to get back to that Ebeluber if I'm going to keep up with horses like you. Big, strong, powerful jumping horses. But yeah, no, I'm really pleased. I'm pleased with her softness, and I'd be interested to see, because it quite often is more a feeling than it is something that comes across on video. But she felt way more like, I can do this. Didn't you? You were very good girlie. And I like that a lot. I like that a lot. So we'll end a little sooner than normal, hey? We don't need to drive you into the ground. And, you know, God, she can do so much more than that. But it's a case of we're riding for tomorrow, not for today. Right? And I try to always do that. Ride so that tomorrow she's more willing, more enthused, more, you know, trying even harder, because she knows if she tries harder, it's easier. But if she puts a bit more effort in the beginning, she gets to do less work towards the end. Kind of sort of a situation. I often don't think they grasp